Happy Thursday! I can't wait to fix that. It bothers me so much that the ending cuts out right before it's over, so I gotta adjust that and spend some more time on that. But happy Thursday, everybody! Welcome to another episode of Smart Assets. Evan, what's going on? How you doing today?
Oh, it is a happy Thursday today. Other than the fact that there's like a foot of snow on the ground outside, it is a great day. Yeah.
Wait! I saw videos of that puppy running around. That looked like a lot more than a foot of snow.
It
But
might be over
what do
where
I
he
know?
is. I'm about 25, 30 minutes from him, so it might be a little bit worse out there. I don't know.
Most of Floridian, so what do I know about snow?
For real.
Welcome,
Oh,
everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Ivan Dimov. I am the CMO of the American Crypto Academy. Big fan of blockchain, Web3, and cryptocurrency technologies and everything that comes with them, as well as digital assets and smart contracts are amazing what they can do. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm joined by my partner in crime.
that is me, Evan, or I go by @evdogcrypto on Twitter. I'm an analyst for Sarson Funds. I enjoy all things crypto, especially NFTs. I'm an NFT fanatic. I love finding all of the cool ways that we're going to be able to utilize these unique digital assets on the blockchain. So that's a little bit about me, and we're going to be sharing some awesome stuff with you guys tonight. Super excited to get started.
Yes, right on. Another exciting episode. We have a special guest in store for everyone tonight, and I'm excited to share about this project here coming up shortly. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. Like Evan said, and I mentioned, we take this opportunity to deep dive into projects we like, projects we're a fan of, or believe in that they're doing something unique and amazing, and further growing the industry of Web3 and blockchains and taking advantage of what blockchain technologies are. And of course, we're the American Crypto Academy, so we're big on education. So we take every opportunity we can to share and teach everyone a little something. Thanks again for joining us. Keep in mind, nothing on the show is financial advice in any way. We just share what we're passionate about, what we enjoy, what we hear, what we know. Usually we try to share alpha, as we call in this Web3 community. Alpha is always interesting because it gives a little bit of an advantage knowing what project's up to outside of the public perspective. So we try to deep dive in that and share as much as we can with the public. So stay tuned. It's going to be an exciting episode. Looking forward to getting through this tonight.
Absolutely.
So let's we'll touch a little bit on the topics and some of the projects we'll talk about here. And our very special guest is here in the backstage of the studio. We'll be inviting here shortly. Austin, welcome. And that's going to be with the Galactic Gaylords. Super excited to hear more about this project. I've been following it for quite a while. So minting has begun after all that time that has passed. I've been quite impatient reaching out to Austin over the time. It's like, when? Like your typical Web3 impatient Muppet. Yeah, I call myself that. Looks like, Evan, you're going to tell us a little bit more about Yuga Labs Sewer Pass and development there. I was looking at the value earlier today, and that's up through the roof. And what else? What else you got for us tonight?
So we're also going to be talking about living on the internet. It's a NFT collection and little alpha group that I'm a part of. Super excited to share a little bit about that and some of the things that they have coming. We're also going to be hearing a little bit from you, Ivan, about Sammy. I'm gonna skip over his last name because I'm terrible at pronouncing it. Been following him for a long time in the space, and he makes some cool music. And he's
Have
been
you?
doing some. Yeah,
Oh, all right.
I remember when he dropped. I don't know if it was his third or fourth drop. I found him in a Twitter space and I was listening to him perform, and there were a bunch of other artists up there, and it was super, super cool to hear that and kind of hear the passion that those guys had in the early days of music NFTs. So I'm excited to hear what you have to update with us on that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, and that's what sold me also is his music. But exciting, we'll dissect his project and then some exciting updates that I actually heard today. So it's kind of considered alpha. It's still fresh, and I don't think it's been published anywhere. So right on. Stay tuned till the end of the show. Evan will share with us about one of the latest scams or rug pulls or
Today it's going to
cheats.
be more of a safety tip and kind of
Safety
a,
tip.
yeah, something that people can use for their own benefit to keep themselves a little bit more safe in the NFT world.
Awesome. Always welcome that. Love it. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
All right. Without further ado, love to welcome our guest speaker up here. Austin, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ivan. Hey, Evan. Thanks for having me. Stoked to be here.
Absolutely. We're very excited about sharing with our community about your project and what's going on, and the fact that after probably a year and a half in development, if not longer, you're finally at a point to where you can expose more to the public through a mint, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to tell you firsthand, I failed to mint one yet because I've been trying all afternoon, but then I was spending too much time on it, and I had to jump on another stream. And I thought, oh man, I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm gonna try
Okay,
to
I'm
maybe
leaving.
no,
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 I'm
no,
just
no.
kidding. No,
I'm gonna
okay.
try to mint on the show, see if I can get through on that. I got to make some moves, but we'll see. But yeah,
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
would love for you
That's
to.
insane. Hey, like year and a half almost in this space is just unheard of. And we were actually looking at minting last time we were at NFT NYC, and you know what? We got some feedback from the public saying that our project looked a little too um like a little too elitist and maybe only for the queer community. So we went back and changed our messaging and added different body types to have more representation, and just really leaned into what we were hearing from the public to create something that is more inclusive of everyone who supports the queer community. And yeah, as Ivan said, it's Galactic Gaylords. I think the name is fairly clear that it's a gay project, LGBTQIA friendly, but I just didn't see any representation in the metaverse or in Web3 when I had joined through my first project, which was Crypto Dads. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make this. And we're here now, which is super exciting.
I mean, how do you think I discovered your project? I was actually talking to Jahan, who's our founder and CEO, and he's like, "You should launch a LGBTQ plus project." And so I started. I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" And this was still early on. This was back during the bull run, and I started digging and researching, and I found a few. Most of them I found silly, but then I found your project, and I was impressed with the art to begin with. Um, and so that's why I was a little bit of like when I discovered it during Discord and it was quiet, I'm like, what's going on? Has this stopped? And I was persistent and remained, and I was really excited to get that tweet from you say, hey, come in. Let's go.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow build for us. And I think that comes down to building a niche inside of a niche, right? There aren't too many LGBTQIA people in Web3 yet. There aren't very many people even in Web3 yet. So when you double niche down like that, it is more difficult. And that's why we've been very targeted with our first mint, which is going on right now. It's only 101, and it's just for our core community, the people who have been with us since day one, invite only, because we feel like there's a lot of importance in building up a really strong foundation. And then once we have that, we're leaning very hard into storytelling. So a story kind of starts out in the near future. Well, hopefully not near future, but the world moves in a binary direction where people are forced to be in one box or the other to almost praise efficiency, and we lose those gray areas and those beautiful things of being kind of in between feminine and masculine. So our Gaylords want to get out of that world, and that's how they eventually travel to the super gay galaxy and explore 9 different planets along the way. And the way our drop is working is as our story progresses through the different planets, we release more portions of our single collection. So the next one coming up is the red planets, and we'll release around 1,000 NFTs there. And just to go back to the first thing I said, being niche and niche makes it difficult. So the way our contract is set up is that people will be able to mint from different planets for indefinitely until they sell out. So we're not expecting to sell out these 1,000 mints every single month as our story rolls out, but it will be open for when more of our community joins Web3, or if we do get a big influential push when we get to the blue planet, all of those previous areas will be open too. So leaning into storytelling, and that's how we're tackling our niche.
Awesome. Do you want to maybe share screen, or should I bring up the website and show some of the art and the planets and the stages that you're talking about?
Yeah, do it up. That would be awesome if you could. And I can chat a little bit about the art. My co-founder is the artist. He is from Montreal, and he works at one of the biggest kind of interactive design firms in the country. And I managed to reach out to him on Instagram along with multiple artists, but he had posted an image, one of his drawings saying, "See me in the metaverse," which was a really cool sign. So I reached out. He didn't know anything about the metaverse at that time. It was a buzzing hashtag, I think, but he loved the idea of getting into it, and we started chatting back and forth. And then that's how the name Galactic Gaylords came up, and kind of how we started developing this project.
Awesome. I'm gonna share screen here. I was doing a couple different things, so let's check it out.
Yeah, so you can see the banner at the top there. We are minting our binary era right now. So that's the 101 by invite only, but that will be updated as we release new planets. And if you scroll down to the second pane, you can see that we're just really trying to celebrate all different body types. So originally it was just men, and that was because me and the co-founder are 2 gay dudes, and we were like, it's not our place to tell other people's stories. But as our team has expanded, and as we've talked to more people in the community that wanted more representation, we took a step back and created more different body types.
Awesome. I really like the angle you've taken with minting different planets and different what do you call it? Different stages of evolution of the gay community and where it's come from, where it's going, including all of the latest pronouns that always get me in trouble because I'm sorry. It's hard. It's really hard for me that, when I'm looking at a male to remember to call them or they or something else, and it gets me in trouble. And I'm a little disappointed people take offense. Not the different topic, not about the project, but just sharing is a side comment. I like how you've approached it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good thing to talk about. I think everyone finds it difficult, whether you're in the queer community or not. It's just kind of switching your mindset that you grew up with, because everybody grew up with he and she as the only pronouns, and now our vocabulary has just expanded to better represent people. So I think everyone's tackling that, and you're a bit maybe iffy around saying certain pronouns or not, but people appreciate being asked in the queer community. And if you get it wrong, all you have to do is apologize and say you're still learning, and you're good to go.
So one of the just quick funny story. Before I got into crypto, I started streaming video games and gaming online, and so I played some games with several different LGBTQ members, and we were playing. What's that game where you hunt each other on a spaceship? What's it called, Evan? It's like there's 2 or 3 killers, but you don't know who the killer is. Can't think of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like
Among Us, yeah.
Among Us, there you go. And so part
Yeah.
of the game is where you got to get into a discussion, and people ask each other questions. Well, what were you doing here, and what were you doing at this time? And we got it. And so I started saying he about a person that looked very masculine, and they kept correcting me. But when I'm in the game, I'm not going to stop and think about that. I guess it's going to take time. But when you're in an online community, you don't know who you're talking to necessarily. You go by, we're accustomed to going by visuals, and honestly, I felt bashed afterwards just because I effed up in the moment and I was calling somebody that goes by they as a he, and I just thought that was a funny story, so I thought I'd say. Anyway, where are we? Here I am. I found myself. So talk to us a little bit about the activations you've got planned here.
Yeah, so these are our long-term goals. One of them, a stretch goal for sure, is to have an animated series. I think that our artwork really moves us towards that, and our storyteller is award-winning. She's also a composer, so maybe there's a musical in the future, because that would be pretty cool. Who knows? But all of our artwork is generated full head to toe 8K, so it's ready for animation.
Oh, wow.
And we have taken a couple courses on how to write for a Netflix series. So our writer is following those guidelines. So when we do go out and start pitching this, we'll have a better chance and a higher opportunities to actually get that going. So that's one of them on there. Another one, of course, celebrity partnerships. When people make it to Web3, just like you did, Ivan, it was actually a great intro that you said you went searching for a queer project. We want to be the first ones that come up. We want to be what we're coining the Rainbow Chip project in Web3.
Oh.
And anyone who comes to the space in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, we want to be that project that people personally feel an attachment to and want to mint into or purchase on secondary or however that goes. And then the third one there, story. Like I said, we are releasing story content for every single planet. We do have at this point all of the content done for the first 5 planets, I believe. So we're well ahead of things. The stories are friggin' amazing. I am not a writer, so when I read them, I'm like, wow, how did you even come up with this? This is so good. And we have a couple of voice actors. So our Binary Planet story has been released, 3 parts of it, and those are all on audio on YouTube as well.
That's awesome. So, like, I was just looking at this. Here's all the different planets that see each one is going to be a mint, right? And
yep.
But forget about the subject or the topic. I know maybe not everyone's necessarily comfortable with this topic, and we're still growing from it. And I think we've come a long way. But like, look at the quality of the art. I still can't get over that.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing. It was the art. 2 thing, it was the fact that you've organized this, and it seemed it was done well to begin with, and that's why I've stuck around for a year and a half following you guys. Very exciting. Talk to us. What is this Black Market Collaborations?
Yeah, that one there. That one's super cool. So as part of our business plan, we know that you can't only bank on revenue generation from your mint. So you need to have other revenue streams coming in. I have a background in e-commerce. I was an engineer for 10 years. I quit last year, and I've fully dove into Web3, but also into my e-commerce businesses, which have started doing very well. So I'm very confident in the revenue stream behind e-commerce and SEO leveraging and finding products and tying them to our IP. So one route we're looking at there is finding brands that do sell queer project or queer products or products related to the queer community, and leveraging our IP as a license to them to use our artwork on their packaging, on their merchandise to sell their products better. We're looking at doing a case study first, and then going out to those brands and just saying, hey, this so-and-so brand adopted our IP. They increased sales by 400, 500%. And this is our yearly contract to use our IP on your products. So that's kind of the black market collaboration. It's tying physical merchandise to IP licensing, to our storefronts, and just to queer brands all around North America to start, and hopefully globally.
Yeah, I think your artwork is super brandable. I'm excited to see what you can come up with that, because I think if you do hit that rainbow chip status that you mentioned, I think that's like that potential is 100% there with the art, as well as with seemingly, obviously the first time I've met you, but you have that know-how, I think, to navigate this space and create that value. I mean, the persistence of being able to stay for a year and a half and wait for the optimal time for you to start really building that foundation. I mean, that's impressive. I'm super excited to see what happens with this.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. I appreciate that. And sticking with it, I mean, you got to in this space. We started out incorporating because we knew that we'd be here for a long time. So we have all of those legalities down. We're going to be here for the next 2, 5, 10, 20 years. I mean, I quit my job for this. I'm super excited and I'm all in.
That's
It's, a,
awesome.
it's the best thing to hear from a founder. That's amazing.
And co-founder, this is JF. Is that how
That's
we call?
JF, yeah. And then that's me and my daughter, who is now 2.5. She's not that small anymore, but that was a cute photo of us.
And
One thing
Jeff
I
is the
did,
artist.
yeah, he's the artist. One thing I did want to touch on is on the top of the banner there is a section called quiz. And anyone watching, it's a super fun personality quiz. So it will tell you what planet you belong on in the super gay galaxy. You answer 11 questions. So if you think of the Harry Potter house quiz, but you make it like super, super gay and galactic, that's pretty much what this is. So it's a lot of fun if you want to dive into our lore and learn a little bit more. It also allows us to get your email. And I know a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't want to give you my email. You're going to sell it for money or for data. But for us, it's really creating a targeted journey for you. So if you end up matching with the yellow planet, we want to give you more data about the yellow planet. We want to send you more stories about it and even tell you side stories so you can kind of really dive into the lore and feel like you're connected.
That's incredible. Yeah, that lore and story building, I've been really diving into that within the NFT space overall, and I think that's a really smart and creative way to do that. That's cool.
All right, everyone out there watching, go to galacticgaylords.com/quiz. Take the quiz. I think it only takes a couple of minutes, and let us know what do you get. Curious. So I took the quiz. I'll tell
And
you
what
after
did
you
you
tell
get?
me, Evan. I'll tell you after you tell me, Evan. Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah, let me
I've
take
got a
some.
little bit of feedback. I'm like, all right, well, birthday, email, phone number. That's a lot of info that can be tied in a weird way. So I didn't put in my birthday. I'm being honest
Mm-hmm.
here, but then
No, that's fair.
I couldn't go back and reset it in any way. So maybe that's something you guys can explore, where like I can go back and correct my birth date and get a. Because then I realized once I got the answer, it was strictly related to whatever date I put in that zodiac, and so it didn't make any sense. And so I'm like, I don't know if it was good or not because I was trying to test it with a fake birth date first.
Yeah, no, that's actually a great point. You can just retake it and it will overwrite the data in your current spot. So if you retake it right now with the same email, it will just overwrite what your previous results were.
All right, I'm not going to show everyone my birth date, though. I'm going to show you. This is all the links for the show. Let me put in my real birth date this time. But I'm going to hide it off screen for a second. Let's see here. 2009, January. Right. You already
But
have
I
my
guess
email.
with the birth dates, a cool thing that we'd like to do as well is just send out postcards on people's birthdays with our art as well. Because when we do get our e-commerce shop going, we are looking at giving free merch if you hold an NFT, and that way we can also get addresses. I know some people hate this so much, but then we can send you birthday cards and like send you cool stuff too.
I think people will get over it. They hate it now because they're like, oh, I want to be anonymous. But at the end of the day, we're also in North America, and you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
You
we're in
can't
the
tell from the
US.
accent? No.
Well, for a long time, I used to think you were in Australia for some reason.
Oh.
I
I
don't
don't
know
even know if I
why.
can do an Australian accent. I'm not going to try.
All right, so here's my quiz. Oh wait, I have to answer the question. So let's do it real quick. Strive for mountains. You don't have to think twice about skimming plastic during takeout.
Looks like I am 50% blue, 25% green, and 25%, is that gold or yellow?
One's yellow.
Yeah, Alara Cloud. Okay. Interesting.
Nice. So the blue one, Tamar Orb, that is kind of the snowy planet, and it's known for knowledge. And they're also the lore keepers and history keepers of the galactic galaxy. Underneath the ice, there are archives of queer history, and there is a secret creature that lives on that planet that we'll have some really cool NFTs for, but I
Oh,
can't say too much about that.
looks like I might have to try and get myself into the blue mint. That sounds cool. That sounds cool.
So, how's the pricing going to work for each planet? Is it going to change as you introduce more planets or different periods?
That's a great question, and we're going to keep it static at 0.1. We know that that's the worth of our NFTs and all the hours and passion and everything we've put into them. But also, it would be unfair to the people who have purchased our whale pass, which gives them an airdrop from every single planet, and they did pay 1 Ethereum for that. So, to be fair to those people, we can't drop the price either. So really
Wait.
the only like bonus we're giving is with this binary mint, and the one of the attributes on this binary NFT will be a color in the background or the aura of the Galactic Gaylord, and that will give you a free mint on that planet. But other than that, everything will just be 0.1, no deals, no discounts, no nothing.
Very interesting. I think that's smart to make sure that your OGs are taken care of. And I agree with you. This art is, I mean, it almost looks like animated series ready. Like it's
It
what you
is,
would
yeah.
like it's what you would expect. I can already see them like having animation and motion being added with just how it is now. So it's yeah, I think you're right on the money with keeping it at that 0.1 and being able to offer it. And honestly, that's a pretty good affordable price for a project that has this much infrastructure. So I dig that.
Yeah, I appreciate that feedback, especially in the market now. People want free mints or want super cheap mints, but for our business structure and everything that we've done, we know our worth and we're going to stick to that.
Absolutely, yeah.
These are
How are you
funny.
doing with that quiz, Ivan? Yeah, they're pretty good. Hey,
These are
Yeah,
funny, and
they are
and
funny.
they relate to your posts on Twitter. Let me see. Is there a link here? There it is. Yeah. So a lot. It's very. I love what you put every day. It's very funny and entertaining, and you're very inclusive. You do touch on all topics, and you have those daily almost daily sessions where you're like, oh, Justin Gift said this, and you ask random questions like I'm trying to find one. Let's
yeah,
see.
those ones are fun. We turned them off during our mint just because we wanted to kind of flood the feed with the mint stuff that was going on. But we do have a daily GIF only where we ask some pretty funny questions and get some hilarious responses.
So sorry, I'm trying to get through this quiz here. I'm curious. Let's see. Hold on.
I don't know. Can you play audio through a website?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe go back to that bio link and just play the first video. And it'll
Wait,
give people a taste of
the team? This?
no, you were on the bio link before the
okay.
first page, I think. Yeah. So if you go down to part 1 and then the Gaylords, the 1 dot down 1 more. Yeah, click on that. And then you can just play this. It's about a 2.5-minute clip that introduces the binary.
Can everyone hear?
I don't think we can hear Ivan. Can you hear him? Can you hear that, Austin?
No, I can't hear it.
Hang on.
And if it doesn't work, people can go check it out too. That's fine.
Is there no audio setting? But I've shared audio before over this. Maybe I got to turn up my volume or something. Let's see here. Okay, sound up. Let's try it again. Am I sharing that yet? Oops.
Try turning it up, maybe.
No?
Mm-mm.
No luck.
Okay, well, check it out. It's you can find this link. It's right on the Twitter account at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and it's G Gaylords on Twitter.
Yeah, Galactic Gaylords wouldn't fit, so we had to shorten it.
What sucks the most? Let's go with swimming.
Not
Ooh,
a
the
swimmer.
perfect date, Ivan. Now you can tell everyone.
Yeah,
What's
let's
the
see
perfect
this.
date?
Publicly sharing on a recorded show.
Wait, blush. Welcome to beach, holding hands, listening to waves. Done that. Long hike and night under the stars. Bears. Okay, no, I'm out. Meditation. Retreat to make your spiritual bond stronger. Okay, but usually, I don't know. Brunch, shopping, movie, ice cream. That's like every day. Whatever my date wants to do sounds great to me. That's so passive, sitting at a coffee shop for hours talking about anything and everything. Ooh, I love people watching, so that's probably it. Get naked, stay naked. How about some handcuffs? I don't know. Those last two are two tough choices.
I chose the last one for that one. I'll share it.
I don't know, but I do like coffee and people watching, and I could talk for hours. This comes after the drinks and coffee, so I'll go with this. Let's go. Of course, blue.
And this is the last one.
What scene do you choose? Fragrance. It's your job to develop Mia's gay fragrance. Gay, Galactic Gaylord's fragrance. A smoky. How do you come up with this?
This was not me. This question took me a long time to answer because I was trying to like visualize smells, which like I don't even know how you do that. I didn't know what half of these things were, so I think I chose like the minty one because I like mint stuff, and that was about as far as I got.
All right, I'm gonna go with that. Let's go.
Dun da da da. Nice, you're blue as well. Look, you guys are the perfect match for recording. Compliments each other.
That's why we do so well, I guess. Yeah, we didn't have a test to tell us this.
And if you
What else
scroll
we
down,
got?
there's your secondary match and your tertiary match as well. So there's a little background on the planets. And then you're also green and red. Ooh, and a tie there. That's cool.
That is cool.
To win, and what are we winning?
This is for rainbowless spots. So we did contact every single person who took our quiz to be part of our binary mint. That has now passed. But if you do take the quiz, we'll make sure we get you on the rainbow list when we start to drop our planets.
The alpha right there. Everybody listening, make sure you take that quiz and tweet that out so you can get yourself in line to get yourself a Galactic Gaylord. That's awesome.
Trying to add an image to this, it's not working.
Actually, there's a link in there. So when you post it, it will automatically add the image for
Will
the
it?
blue planet. Yeah.
Doesn't it usually give a preview? And no preview here.
No, I
this one
don't think
doesn't.
it gives a preview.
What?
It's that link right there will automatically post a picture. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Cheers. Let's go. All right.
Yeah, thanks for taking that and walking everyone through it. I think it's a super fun quiz, so I appreciate you guys doing it.
Absolutely.
I was curious, Austin, have you explored collaborations with some of the other collections in the space that are LGBTQ focused and trying to be all inclusive for sake of, because, during this bear market, collaborations, everyone's open to them. You can always find a win-win and help get more exposure to your project.
Yeah, I'd say the LGBTQIA community is pretty small, like I said. So we do have good relationships with, I'd say, all of those projects. They're supporting us in every way they can. We support them however we can as well. I guess one of the big ones we would love to get in contact with is Pussy Riot. I think we could definitely do some fun stuff together. So if you're listening, contact me. That would be very cool.
Well, that's interesting. Interesting name. Is this them?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, are they doing NFTs? So it looks like they're performers.
Yeah, they're big in the space. I'm almost positive they did NFTs as well. But they're just like advocates for all the rights.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
So,
Very, very cool.
one that I'm gonna recommend is: have you tried reaching out to people of crypto?
No, I have not. I don't know if our collaboration manager has. That would maybe be a question for them. But yeah, drop me the link.
People of crypto, they're 3D avatars, and they have a close relationship with Sandbox. They're voxel characters, and they're obviously importable to multiple different metaverses besides just Sandbox. But they made a pretty significant noise in the LGBTQ community, and definitely someone to explore collaboration with. They're well known.
Yeah,
cool.
very
Sweet.
cool.
All right. Austin, anything else you want to share with us or the project or?
Yeah, I think that's it. I appreciate your time, and everyone listening, go take that quiz. That's probably the best thing you can do to get on our radar, and it's a lot of fun. I was gonna swear. I don't know if you're allowed to swear on here, so I didn't.
It's crypto. We say everything. All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much. It was a pleasure having you. Thanks for tuning us in and sharing some alpha with us. Feel free to stick around if you like, or feel free to take off. I'm sure you've got lots of things going on and a 2.5-year-old. So we're going to jump into a couple other topics that we wanted to share tonight and move right along.
Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate it, Ivan. Make sure you go mint that that NFT. And thanks, Ivan.
Yeah.
Good point. Do I only have like 24 hours left?
24 hours. Yeah, you got it.
Man. All right. I'm gonna make sure that happens.
All right. Awesome. See you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks.
Have a great
Bye,
day.
Austin.
Thank you.
All right. Cool beans.
Well, that was exciting. Again, I think I don't care about. Wait, hold on, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff in here.
Got voices in your head?
No, I'm like getting feedback or something. Maybe because I made this too loud. I was trying to get. Okay, I'll lower it. There you go. Oh, and you know what? I didn't play in background music. That sucks. But anyway, let's get into the next topic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna hop on over to Yuga Labs and what they're doing with these sewer passes. Let me get this share screen going.
From bears to apes.
From bears to apes. No, these are gonna be mechas, my guy. These are gonna be a whole different breed.
Is a gay joke. It went over your head.
Yeah, way over my head. But okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a little alpha on these sewer passes that have been trading for several weeks now. I'm sure if you have been active on Twitter at all, you saw some of the commotion around the Dookie Dash, the first game that was released around these sewer passes. So we have actually seen that close for the sewer passes playing Dookie Dash. They're going to be releasing a second game. And the number one on the leaderboard actually won the sewer pass key, which is right now listed for $3.75 million, which I think might actually sell at some point, knowing how Yuga assets go. But I just wanted to share that as Mongrel is a top Fortnite streamer, and he decided to take his hand at absolutely demolishing all of us boomers here in Web3. And went and took the number one spot for that. I also wanted to share a little bit of a thread that I had found, kind of outlining what the progression of this sewer pass is going to look like for someone that might not be able to own an ape or some of these other really expensive assets. This might be an opportunity for you to get exposure to the ecosystem in a way that you can show off, other than just having some ape coin or a land, right? Like you can't do much with that socially. So we had the leaderboard close. We saw the price hold at about 2.3, 2.5 while that leaderboard was closing. And we have now learned that on February 27th, we're going to get another game that you can play and access via these sewer passes called Lick the Toad. We have no idea what this is going to look like or what this gameplay is gonna feel like, but I'm definitely excited to get in there and try it out myself. I did find somebody that is going to delegate me access so I can play. I'm not going to get any of the rewards or anything, but I'm going to get in there and experience it and hopefully be able to share it with you guys on one of these shows. That's kind of my goal. But on March 8th, you'll be able to participate in a summoning for a power source that is linked to your score, and in late March, mech types will be revealed. Expect maximum hype when people see these for the first time. So we expect these to be some sort of profile picture-esque asset, or it could be a asset that we're going to be able to use within the other side metaverse. Definitely on my toes to see what happens there. And then in early April, the first evolution of your mech will be revealed with more evolutions to come. So they're calling it the Yuga mech. We're not really sure on what this is gonna look like. As you can see, kind of through this teaser, it might be something a little bit more complementary to the apes. We're not quite sure yet. There are the same amount of sewer passes as there are uh, apes as well as mutants put together. So it could be some sort of suit or something we wear for the other side. It could be some sort of complementary profile picture type asset. Definitely on our toes to look and see, but I'm super excited, and I think building these different games, building these different experiences within the Yuga ecosystem is the reason why they're so far ahead, the reason why they continue to set the meta, right? We kind of follow the people that are leading the pack, and I'm super excited to see what they do with ApeCoin, especially as we get closer to the other side. As we all know, ApeCoin's one of those tokens we all wish we would have bought at the bottom. As we've seen it finds strength being used in these games, and hopefully being able to be used in these metaverses that they're creating through these game experiences. Believe it or not, games can be metaverses. So that's just kind of what I'm excited about with these sewer passes, and I hope everybody is excited as well, because I think that these games are eventually going to be released to the public. From what I understand, I think that's another reason to be excited, is that we're all going to have the chance to play them at some point, and probably give Yuga our money whether we can afford an ape or not. Yeah.
Oh
so.
man. I'm just entertained by the names they use for everything, and it doesn't get any more degen than that.
It's meme culture, man. The power of the memes is like, it gets you talking if it just kind of throws you off balance a little bit, right? It brings that attention, that social narrative around, like, what the hell is happening here, and why are people paying $4,000 to play a game that happens in the sewer? Like, it just, something about it just draws that attention that they've built.
All right. Let's do a quick reset and just shout out to everyone watching out there. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Nothing we share is really any financial advice. Don't take it too serious. It's for entertainment. It's to play with. It's to explore blockchains and Web3. So do your own research as always. And tune in for any alpha or new developments. We try to share. Evan and I spend a lot of times in Twitter Spaces. We hear some of the latest stuff before it's even published. Like I'm about to share about the latest with Sami Arriaga. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, that just for anybody curious that hasn't really participated heavily in Twitter Spaces, that is where the alphas drop. Me and Ivan can both attest to that. If you have some spare time and haven't played around with Twitter Spaces, go make some new friends. That's the amazing thing about Web3, is that everybody kind of sees each other as a peer, and there's no real other industry that's like that. So
yeah, and we do have our own space every morning on Twitter. Yes, Crypto Academy on Twitter every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. We have morning announcements for about 20-25 minutes. So we try to share any alpha, any of the latest developments with projects or NFTs, or we also get a really cool market analysis from Source and Funds every morning. That's every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's jump a little bit and talk Sami Arriaga.
Yes, let's.
I'm gonna give a brief overview of who Sammy is and his project or projects. Is he's been very, very deeply involved with the community and has ran with it. He's got a really interesting story that was another reason why I kind of jumped onto the bandwagon of being a Sammy supporter. His music is very interesting. A little bit of background for him: he's a Cuban descent, born in Miami, currently live in Nashville. He's a country singer. He was signed by Sony Records, and they didn't like some of his music because it had too much of a spicy or Latin angle, and so they kind of let him go. And so right when that happened, Sami Arriaga dropped his own NFT, which was, hold on, let me make sure if this was it, or is there's another one real quick. Yes, so he dropped his own song, Meta Girl, which is, I like the tune. I wish I could share it. Like, I wonder, can I play it? And it's an actual NFT that plays the music. Can you hear this?
Unfortunately, we can't. I wish we could. Ugh, it makes me so sad.
But why? I've done this before. Let me see. Settings, audio, recordings. Can I not? I should be able to play sounds on guest center, guest month. Okay, no, that's not it. I swear I've shared audio on here before. Anyway, it's a really cool. I'm gonna listen to it myself. I'll sing it to you. How about that? Wow. that will be the day. I can't sing.
Oh my goodness.
But he talks about a meta girl that he met in the metaverse, and he spent some rhyme in there, and it's very poppy. I wish you could hear it. Here, I'm gonna send you the link so you can hear it yourself at least, or anyone else out there that wants to.
Yeah.
Here's the link. I don't expect you to type that in. Let me see. Does it show up as a click you can click on? Yeah, it does. So you can play the song. It's really, I find it very entertaining. Anyway, he made, what was the story? I think he made something like, he sold that out, making himself over $250,000 with that drop. That drop does give you the rights to the music. After he did that drop, Sammy, he also dropped a post pass to his community that come with a lot of ongoing benefits and obviously special gated access in his Discord, but it almost makes you a member of his community that he provides several levels of utility. One of the first utilities that so when I found this out, when I discovered Sammy, I went and picked up myself Digital Heart, which is the Meta Girl song, really fun song. And then as I was listening and learning more, I picked myself up a Pulse Pass because after all of that, he was getting ready. This was before he released his Pixelated collection. Pixelated collection was a generative art, really cool art and design. Every NFT has one of, I want to say 12 different varieties of, not songs, but whether they're acoustic or musical or just lyrics or a full song. And so every NFT has a song attached to it. The image on the NFT gives you IP rights. So you can do what you want with the image, make hats, make shirts, whatever. The music attached to the NFT gives you commercial rights. You can use that music in anything that you create, be it you want to create shorts, you want to create movies, you can plug it in, and I've used that music before in the videos and background music because it was fitting, and I have an acoustic version of it, and so it was really exciting. So anyway, the Pulse Pass, I learned this long before the mint. The Pulse Pass, I think the third stage of the minting, which is over now, is they sold out, obviously, but it allowed us to buy. So initially, the pixelated minted for 0.1 Ethereum. If you had a Pools Pass, though, you were able to mint up to 20 at 0.03 Ethereum, or up to 10, I forget. It was still significant and a significant discount. And so that's one of the utilities that he's provided back to his members with this pass. There's only 1,000 of them. There will never be any more, but very unique. This I wish I could play this song. I sometimes play it. You probably also can hear that song on the radio. But and so now the latest is, and I don't have anything to show. I don't think it's posted anywhere here. So he did all of that. He's been all over. He goes to almost every conference, performs at a lot of the events, performs at a lot of the after shows and after parties, and his music is amazing. Like Evan, like you shared, I didn't realize you knew about him. Jahan, I'm gonna call you out. You're out there watching. I see you. I know you don't like I know you don't like his music, but maybe it's an acquired taste. I like Latin music. I've been in Miami over 20, 30 years, and so Latin music, I can get similar to Bulgarian. I can get down to the beat and shake some booty. Just give me a couple of drinks. I'm not gonna necessarily
on the
do
thank
that.
you first on the thank you for your support. You see on chain TV going around and around and around, and that's actually where I heard him first. It's not on the screen at the moment, but it's interesting that it's on his site. Yeah, on chain TV. Yeah, you scrolled right past it. Yeah, that's the space I actually heard him first on, which is very, very cool. That's awesome.
So the latest development that I discovered about Sammy, Apes Purchase Music Artist. Sorry, I was trying to see. Yeah, see, after Sony said thank you, but no thank you, he did his own drop and scored himself $250,000, and he hasn't stopped since then. He's very active daily. That's all he does is Web3 and music. And if you hold his pass, the Post Pass, every Sunday he has a private Zoom where all pass holders are invited, and it goes on for about an hour or two or three or four for as long as the party's happening, and he performs live, and everyone chats, and it's just very exciting. I've participated several times, and it's good times. But another use for the Post Pass.
That's a cool, unique utility. That's awesome.
I forget what the Bugatti group. So, as we're all aware, and we've talked about the Bugatti group before here on the show, we've worked with them in the past. The Bugatti group created what they're calling a phygital experience, where it allows you to claim physical products from their line of products with the NFTs. And Sammy partnered up with them early on to where there's a collaboration there where you can make bags with the pixelated NFT. But that's not the news. That was last year. Today in Spaces, I found out that Bugatti Group and I'm not sure what's happening with the site. It's not coming up. But Bugatti Group and Sammy are doing a very limited drop. If it's anything like what they did with Shiba, I expect it to be around 200-300 assets. They give you an exclusive Bugatti bag, of course, with Sammy's. I'm not sure what image is being used on the bag. That wasn't shared. But beyond that, because that's nothing new that Bugatti hasn't been doing for the last 6 months or however since they launched, or a little bit less maybe, he's going to include an NFC chip inside the bag that plays the song that comes with that NFT. And so when you open up the bag, you'll be able to hear the song. I mean, okay, so that can get a little annoying, I suppose, but I thought that was cool and unique and inventive, and so I'm really curious to see what happens there. And unfortunately, this Bugatti Collections NFT site's not coming up. But it's Sammy Arriaga, or Arriaga. You got to roll the R's when it's a double R in Spanish. Arriaga.
Yeah, that's the part that always scares me away. I'm so bad at rolling my R's.
Questions? Anything? That's Sammy.
No, he's a talented. If you seriously haven't listened to that song, I recommend going and do it. You can do it for free. Just go listen on OpenSea or look him up on Spotify or whatever you want to do.
Oh, did you hear it?
Yeah, I've heard it before.
Oh, you've heard it before. Okay.
Yeah. It's a very good song. But I also lean more towards enjoying country music. Some people might not. So, you know how that goes, Ivan.
I was never a fan, but you know what? I did spend a couple years in Alabama, and I heard some interesting mixes of what sounded to me like a mix between country, rap, rock, and pop all at the same time from various artists. And so I didn't realize that country had an angle where it wasn't just strictly whatever the traditional country music is. And Sammy giving it a Latin flavor, I've listened to all his songs, and like there's one particular song that Sony said, "Oh, this is way too Latin for a country song." I freaking love that song. I don't know what they're talking about, and I've told Sammy before, like, you should make more like that. And
Absolutely, yeah.
he's also very easy to talk to, and he'll say hello and meet anyone and everyone, and not somebody that's stuck up. He's very welcoming and engaging, and yeah, that's Sammy Arriaga.
Amazing. Can't wait to see what he does in the bull market, man. That's gonna be so exciting.
Well, I meant that. So with with the pass that I had, I minted his pixelated at 0.03. I think floor right now is at 0.15.
Let's go. That's a dub. Let's go, Ivan. Yes, sir. And you still like get benefit out of it. It's not just monetary gain. You get to, participate and use that music and use that to build IP if you want to. Like, I think that's sort of like fully encompassing utility for a project is super valuable. And he knows better than most about what Web3 expects. So that's really cool to see. Next,
Yeah.
we're gonna be.
No, I was just gonna say I'm a huge fan of IP rights and any commercial rights that NFT collections or digital assets offer.
Can you hear me? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it cut out for a second. I don't know what just happened. Okay, all right. So I am going to be presenting on Lodi, living on the internet. This is a project that I was fortunate enough to know some of the team and be involved heavily in the community. So living on the internet is BitBoy Jay's social experiment project that he has brought to life from the start of the year. Started with a free mint that's literally started like January 1st at 1 minute on the EST time zone, and it was a free mint. 2023 nutritions, that would be these, were minted into existence. And those began to find new homes over the next couple weeks. They've done several cool things since. It's only been a month and a half. You could combine 3 nutritions into a key, which gives you access to one of their alpha group within their Discord. I'll give you guys a little rundown on that here in a minute. And they've also, with these nutritions, dropped these GM everydays that you're able to claim if you own a nutrition. So basically, break this down a little bit for you guys. There's multiple item sets. There's going to be more items added. The nutritions is the core of this project. These are the basically the currency to participate in everything else. You were able to combine 3 for the key, gives you access to the alpha group. And this is just the GMs is the first drop of many featured artists. Tyler Faust was the first artist that was asked to participate. Super cool, unique artist. I definitely recommend looking him up on Twitter. He does all these amazing pieces with one stroke of the pen. So as you can see, he literally just went and on one line and created this entire cool little bird GM piece for us. And there's going to be burning mechanics, all kinds of fun stuff in the actual NFTs themselves. But diving a little bit more into like Lodi and what it is, like I said, BitBoy Jay, a very experienced and well-connected trader in the space, one of the OG mentors of Bored Apes, early participant in many, many sectors of crypto. He's been trading since like 2014, I believe, cryptocurrency specifically. Very, very talented in the stock market as well. He's doing his best to build up a solid community that is all like-minded in finding opportunities within the space and supporting each other. There's been multiple occasions where people have given assets to each other and borrowed and kind of it's a trusting and welcoming community. I'm super appreciative to be a part of it. There's a lot of alpha, a lot of whitelist spots, a lot of those type of efforts within the Discord, but there's also a lot of like community support, right? Trying to help guide people on a path that's gonna be beneficial to them. I'm super bullish on the Discord. I won't go too deep into what we have here, but when you own a key, you get access to these channels, which are a little bit more in depth. They have some alpha calls. They have some toolings that you can use. They have some of these alerts that are automatic, that are connected to the biggest NFT marketplaces, so you can see when floors are moving, when volume is moving in a specific way. They trigger on social and parameters based on floor price and volume. Definitely really cool to check out some of this stuff. It sucks because you can't really see it until you get yourself a key, but that is going to change at some point here soon. They're going to also be adding functionality to rent out keys temporarily, and they're also going to be doing a cool trial period where you can go in and kind of see what the rest of the Discord server looks like, what the value they provide before purchasing any of their NFTs, which I think is really cool and unique for a token gated experience. So I wanted to share that with you guys, as well as a little bit more about Jay and who he is, what he's done. 2012, I said 2014. The man's been doing this for over 10 years at this point. He minted Bored Ape Yacht Club 9989 and 9987. He's held on to those two that he's minted. Man's an absolute legend, and he trades like a madman. Super involved in the community, like I said, super well connected. And there's some partnerships coming down the pipeline for these artist drops for the nutritions that I definitely recommend you guys check out. This GM is just the first of many. And they're just trying to provide unique value to the space that started with a free mint, right? Like trying to build a community from the ground up, based entirely on social value and providing opportunities to people that have faith in him. So I think that that's kind of at the core what Web3 is, and how support should work in these social settings. Social settings is you know, don't ask for money before you provide value, and I think that this is a great example of that. And if you guys are interested at all, I always have my DMs open. Jay also has his DMs open. Very respectable guy. He's always on Twitter Spaces if you ever want to chat. So yeah, that's a little bit about Elodie, one of my favorite projects that I've gotten involved in at the start of this year, and one that I think is gonna continue to live on throughout the year.
So those nutritions, when you trade them for a key, so like they get burnt.
Yeah, so that window is closed. There was only a 333 window. They was only accepting, so basically 999 nutritions were going to get burnt. There was only
Oh, because
333 keys to claim.
when you were showing, you said, "Oh, you can take 3 nutrition and get a key."
You
So I thought
could
that
have.
was
Sorry.
always ongoing. So it's not, because then I was
No.
like, "Well, shit, 0.3 for 3, and the key is 1.2 floor. Why isn't everyone just like keep doing that?"
Yeah, no, they did for a while. That was actually open for a significant amount of time. I thought it was gonna get sold out so quick, but it was actually open for several days, which gave people the opportunity to kind of make the decision for themselves. And I know that nutritions are super undervalued compared to that exchange rate now, but I think that that's going to change based on some of the things the whisperings that I've heard in the Discord. They're doing some cool drops with some artists that we're all going to know who they are, and some value that's going to be provided to those outside of just that art. That's a little teaser, a little alpha that I'm not at liberty to share anything other than that.
All right, don't tell us. Just we're gonna make a new segment on the show, and then every week we just take you to the Discord and you show us all the alpha, and we don't even have to get a key.
It's some real time alpha. I mean, they print money in there sometimes on some of these calls. It's kind of crazy. Obviously, none of it's financial advice. They're never telling anyone to buy anything, but they're ahead of the curve on a lot of things, which kind of blows my mind. A lot of the alpha that I share in our inner team chats comes from that group. So, very interesting.
All right. Remember, guys, not financial advice.
None of it. Please don't take it as financial advice. Please.
Not that this is the proper way to give financial advice. Funny, I've heard financial advisors speak up on this when people's like, "No, financial advice," and they're like, "Well, I'm a financial advisor. You can't give financial advice in a group setting or in a stream or whatever." So it's funny that we feel obligated to say that to make people not jump into something without having done their homework. But then a financial advisor actually tells you, like, That's not even possible. Like the financial advisor himself didn't say this isn't financial advice. He just said, I'm a financial advisor. You can't give financial advice in a public setting on a Twitter space. Not that you can't. It's not taken as that, like just because that's not how financial advice works. And he explained it. You have a financial advisor for a financial advisor to give you financial advice. They have to study and know everything about you before they can make a decision. Otherwise, it's just talking about a random project. Like, I can tell you go buy Coke, but maybe you like Pepsi and you're not going to buy Coke. And why? I have to tell you this isn't financial advice. Don't buy Coke. It's not going to be worth more than you pay for it. And then later you drink it. It's not worth anything.
Right. Except for the bottle, you get that 5 cents back, baby.
Depends on the state. We don't have that
True.
in Florida.
True. I guess that's a good point.
All right, Evan, why don't you tell us what tip you have in store for us today to finish up the show?
So this goes mainly towards the people that are a little bit more on the degen side of life, right? They live on the edge. They might see some trending volume on OpenSea and they say, hey, this looks cool. I want to hop in this. I got burnt on this last week on a similar situation to this. And if I would have listened to this tip that I'm going to share and took my own advice, it wouldn't have happened. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And then we're going to just do a little run through of how this process works. Because I know people talk about it and it's like something that you are aware that you can do, but people might not know how to do it. So if let's say this is a NFT on OpenSea, right? You're looking and you see, oh my gosh, these trees are amazing. I wanna buy this. Well, there's one thing that you should probably do first if you've done absolutely no other research. This takes 2 minutes maximum, and it could save you a headache like it would have saved me last week when I bought a copy collection. And what a copy collection is basically they take art from an existing collection that might not have been successful, and they use scammy, slimy techniques to attract a minting population, and maybe they're minting their own project to get that volume trending on some of the toolings that these groups and investors use to find these early projects. So what you're going to want to do, say this is an NFT on OpenSea, all you're going to want to do is open up that image file. It's going to look something like this. You're going to right click and you're going to copy image address. Okay. Then you're going to go to Google Images, images.google.com, and you're going to search by image to reverse Google search for this image to see if it's out there anywhere else in the space. Now, there's going to be scenarios in your time in NFTs where you see, Fiverr artists or artists that aren't even in crypto have their work stolen. This is a great way to find some of those things and get ahead of that before that collection gets ripped off OpenSea, like we've seen with collections in the past that I personally experienced. I know, Ivan, we experienced that with the Pepe lands where they got taken down for IP infringement, and that can happen super easily based on miscommunication or, in this case, real, genuine communication. So find image source is the next step. And basically, it's going to pop up. It's going to say, oh my goodness, this is already out here. And you can see that this would have probably likely been a Google search that would have found that same image. And it's going to say, oh my goodness, it's in Unsplash. That's where it is. It also shows that here in stock Adobe because that's where I grabbed the picture from. So that's kind of a good example. And if say it was the Sammy NFTs, and you see somebody else minting those and you reverse Google search, it's going to come back to his website because that's where those NFTs have been posted on the internet before. So it's just another way that you can just double check that you're not buying something that's stolen work. Same way that, pawn shop owners don't want to be buying stolen jewelry or anything. You kind of want to do your best to do due diligence, and this is a good step that you can add to your tool belt to help mitigate some of that stuff, some of that loss.
That's a great tip. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I don't try to chase trending collections unless the collection itself has enticed me. And so I look at them, I consider them. Oh, this is interesting. But I've chased so many trending stuff and have got burnt enough to where okay, I look at every single collection, no matter if it's on the bottom or the top of the list, and yeah, if it sounds interesting, I'll check it out. Otherwise, just because it's trending, as we all know, there's a lot of wash sales and fake sales, and you can make a collection trending if you spent the right amount of effort. Which you can spend that effort and actually do an honest collection and probably be more successful. But criminals.
Yep, they like to wash and repeat. Makes me sad, but yeah, there's always any way that you can protect yourself in this space. Add to that tool belt. That's the best way I recommend you to keep yourself safe. Every way you can. It makes you a stronger person within the space, as well as allowing you to help bring in new people and start them on the correct path. There's a lot of hard lessons that some of us OG people that have been around in the space for a while have learned, and we don't want our loved ones and friends learning those same lessons the hard way. So
Absolutely. And even as much as we tell them, they still click on random links.
yes, they do. Yes,
It's okay. It's no different. When I was in the auto industry, friends, family would come, ask me advice, serious, like, what do I do with a car? What do you suggest? What do you recommend? They do the completely, totally opposite of what my recommendation was, as having been in the industry and knowing cars, because I was a car appraiser, car buyer. So they want to know, like, which car is better, what should I consider? And I explain and give reasoning as to why, but I don't know why people do that. They ask for an advice and then I'm gonna go do my own thing anyway.
Yeah, it definitely stings a little bit, but it all we can do is just keep doing what we know and sharing what we know. Like that's all we can really do, right? People are going to make their own decisions, and we just put our best foot forward and try and help them when we can.
Absolutely. Quick reminder: we invite you to mint your founders members badge and pass that gives you lifetime premium membership to the American Crypto Academy. We are expecting to launch our Web3 MVP product here in the next few weeks. We just had some updates from our developers this week, as we do every week.
Oh yeah.
And this pass also allows you to gift then basic memberships to friends and family. It's got significant value in it. It will also drop you some air tokens and give you priority invites and discounts to VIP events that we continue to explore and organize. We're looking forward to getting an event going for ETH Denver. Talk to a couple of different partners to jump in with. So if anyone's at ETH Denver, please look for us. Evan and I will be there, as well as a few others from the American Crypto Academy team and Stars and Funds.
Should be a great time. I hope everyone that shows up can come find us and say hi. We'd love to meet you.
Dude, you haven't been to Denver yet, right?
No, I mean I've been to Denver, so I can imagine
Well,
like just like what type of energy, because the energy in that city is so different than everywhere else. Like people just gravitate towards that technology sector, and I'm super excited to experience it myself. I've heard so many good things.
I think you're gonna freaking love it. It's the most degen conference that there is, and NFT NYC comes close, but yeah, man, the ETH Denver crew, the Spork DAO, all the organizations involved. It's the only conference that's free to everyone for everyone to attend.
That's a good point. That's a good point that I didn't think about. They do a big service to the space by allowing that.
Let's go. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure, as always. We always try to keep this as short as possible, and we always go over an hour. Thanks for sticking around with us. Appreciate you tuning in. And we'll do it again all over next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. A reminder about our Twitter Spaces, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. right on Twitter, or US Crypto Academy on Twitter specifically. American was too long. They don't allow that many characters. Evan,
Yeah.
any closing thoughts for our viewers?
No, I don't think so. Just be sure to join our space. And if you guys have any projects you want to recommend for us to look into, I know my list is getting a lot shorter of ones I have to present. So I'll have to start doing some updates and find some cool new things that we can share. But be sure to recommend us things. I love looking into new projects and love sharing things with you guys. So be sure to leave that on our Twitter, or if you have anything to drop in the chat right now, you can do that as well.
All right. Yeah, right on. And I don't know how you can be running out of projects. There's so many cool things being
I
developed during this bear
know.
market. Like there's
I
new
as I
stuff every
said that, I
day.
thought of like four. As I said of that, I'm just like, what am I even? Why am I even taking the time to say that? Like, there's so much going on. There's like so much going on. I'm so excited for this year, man. Every time I refresh Twitter, I swear there's some news on something that I liked in the past, and I'm just like, why am I not staying up on this? Like, there's so many things that are just have people builders build. That's what they do, especially in Web3. I can't wait to see more of it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. Appreciate you, everyone. And you know what, Evan? I just had a thought. We should probably come out with a sign off
Oh yeah.
music, sort of koniec. That's in Russian. The end, sort of ending. Something neat and cool. Maybe we can mess around and make it a little more DJ.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Give people a good chuckle at the end of the show.
Absolutely, and we can tie in some alpha or something where we plug in every episode something unique.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Let's go. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.